That was different. Hello, this is Stephen, and I am broadcasting live from OneStream Live. It says the recording has started, the live broadcast is started. Hello, and welcome to this special YouTube broadcast for OneStream Live. And I'm just... That was different. Hello. Okay, just let me turn that down. Okay, and I'm going to come on screen in 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the broadcast. This is Stephen, OneStream Ambassador, and today we're talking about a practical guide to your first live broadcast. Mine was years ago, and I've done quite a few since then. I've lost count, being honest, but there are things that you can do to make your first live stream a memorable one for all the right reasons. Things that you should be aware of. First of all, live video isn't perfect. Never has been, never will be. In any live broadcast, you're going to have fun, coping with what can go wrong, and the more you prepare for it, the easier it gets. Now, what I'm going to do is first of all, I've got a show card. If you plan on doing several broadcasts, do get a show card created, and the show card basically has information in relation to the broadcasts you're actually doing. So this is doing what it says on the tin, the practical guide to your first broadcast, and a picture of yourself, and then the title of the broadcast. Now, you've got to decide on your own for the broadcast. That's so there are things now. In order to broadcast, you need to know basically what you're going to broadcast about. You need to have knowledge of it. You need to have enthusiasm for it. You need to be able to talk about it. Now, you don't have to broadcast for an hour or 2 hours. Well, I was just showing a broadcast there, which is going to be 3 hours long. It's up to you. How long you broadcast is up to you. It can be 5 minutes. It can be 15 minutes. It can be 30 minutes. 5 minutes. Well, in the first 5 minutes of a live broadcast, the system you're broadcasting on finds you and shares the fact that you're actually live. So going live for just 5 minutes basically is not enough. You need to go live for at least 15 minutes for people to find you. And you need to go live for 30 minutes if you want people to stay and listen. So let's have a look at the agenda. And I'm going to add the agenda to the stream, replace the media, and bring the agenda full screen. So we're now what I'm going to talk about this afternoon. So the introduction is what I'm doing at the moment. The first question, which I'll come back to all of these during this live show. Plan your content is mobile or desktop. The choice is yours. You can go live on your mobile phone, or you can go live using a desktop app. And I'll talk about both those later. Now, I hinted at this a moment ago. Planning your content and creating either a detailed outline or a script, as we prefer to say when we have the extra T on the end. You want to set up and test your equipment, and you need a stable internet connection. I'll come back to that. You need to practice before your first live broadcast. Do practice. During the broadcast, stay calm. I'll come on screen now. During the broadcast, stay calm and confident. Okay, people are watching you, and if you're hesitant, then they will be hesitant. So your demeanor, the way you actually enthuse about your topic, come across to people, and you stay confident and just enjoy the experience. And if you can, on a desktop system, you can change things around at the click of a button. Okay, so stay calm and confident. Now, whenever you get into panic mode, and it can happen on your first broadcast, take a deep breath and smile. That's the most effective thing you can do during a live broadcast, is to smile. Okay. Greet early viewers and start strong. Now, the beginning of a broadcast is very important. What you have to do is catch people's attention. That's why I have the show card. That's why I have the agenda, to catch people's attention, and then you've got to keep it. But in the first place, you have to catch it. So you want to start with high energy. Now, if you love rock music, Listen to rock music before you go live. Anything that puts you in a good mood. Could be a cup of tea, but get yourself in a good mood before you go live. And make sure that you greet your early viewers. If people comment early on in your broadcast, then do greet them and engage with your audience as much as you can. Now, the best will in the world, you need to have a backup plan as to what happens if anything goes wrong. You need to promote your broadcast. You need to do things post-broadcast, and you need to relax and have fun. And the thing about a first broadcast is just do it. The thing that a lot of people do, and you're not going to do, is to actually overthink things. You don't want to overthink things. You want to keep things as simple as possible. Don't overthink. In fact, I've got some advice, and if I bring that advice in, we can listen to 5 points that you want to sort of pay heed to when you're doing your first broadcast. So let's go down here, and hopefully I can find it. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find things here. There we are. Let's go with this.
Welcome to our session on Live Broadcast Bootcamp. It's all about easing into that first big live moment, with 5 solid tips in your toolkit.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to exploring these points, especially since stepping live for the first time can feel pretty daunting.
Right. So first up is knowing your material. Basically, you got to be so comfortable with what you're saying that it almost becomes second nature. I mean, practice out loud until it just sticks.
Yep, that makes sense. It's like rehearsing a speech until every word feels natural, you know?
Exactly. And then tip number 2, embrace the pause. When you're live and there's a silent moment, don't freak out. It's your moment to gather your thoughts. It's not a dead air. It's a mindful breath.
I get that. Sometimes that pause can actually highlight your key points rather than derail them.
Now, tip 3 is really about engaging with your audience. Make eye contact with the camera. Think of it like chatting with a friend rather than an abstract mass of viewers. And if you can, respond to live comments.
Interesting point, but I do worry sometimes. What if the comments turn negative? There's a lot of unpredictable energy online.
Yeah, that's a valid concern, but really, most folks are supportive. Focus on the positive, sometimes even ignore the noise. You're in control of your broadcast vibe.
Fair enough. I can see how maintaining that mindset makes a huge difference.
Tip number 4, technical check, check, check. Seriously, run through your mic, lighting, and internet connection before going live. It's like ensuring you're not about to launch a rocket with a busted engine. You feel me?
Definitely a little pre-broadcast tech testing goes a long way in preventing those oops moments mid-show.
And finally, tip 5, have fun. Remember why you wanted to share your message in the first place. Let your personality shine through. It's not just about the broadcast, it's about connecting and enjoying the process.
That's such an important point. When you're having fun, it really shows. And it makes the whole experience more authentic.
I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, then what's the point, right? It's like cooking a meal you don't enjoy. Your energy makes all the difference.
I can definitely see these tips coming together to prepare anyone for that big live moment, even if the nerves get in the way.
Absolutely. And while it might feel overwhelming at first, breaking it down into being prepared, pausing, engaging, checking your tech, and most importantly, having fun, really demystifies the whole process.
It really does. Each tip builds on the next, creating a strong foundation for anybody getting started with live broadcasting.
Right. And if you ever stumble, just remember, every broadcaster had their first live session that felt a bit rough. Each step here is like a stepping stone to becoming a confident live presenter.
I'm with you on that. Starting out is all about learning on the fly and growing more comfortable with each broadcast.
So for anyone tuning in, keep these 5 tips in mind. They're not just guidelines, they're your blueprint for a smoother, more enjoyable live broadcast.
Well said. I hope everyone listening finds this advice as encouraging and practical as I did.
Yeah, go out there, be bold, and remember, own that live moment. Thanks for this great exchange.
Absolutely. Thanks for the insights. Now time to rock that live broadcast, folks.
It is time to rock that live broadcast. And that's what it's all about. Basically, with your first broadcast, you're going to be nervous. Turn that being nervous into energy. Yeah, we're all nervous before any broadcast, but the first one, you're going to have nervous energy. Use that to actually fuel and get you fired up for the beginning of the broadcast. Go into it like a steam train. Okay, then slow down and meet and greet people and basically tell your stories. I mean, live video is all about telling stories. So you need to know your topic and you need to be able to talk about each topic in a set of stories. And if you get your stories together, it's much like a comedian, okay, who's going to appear at Wembley Stadium, like the A-list comedians do. Doesn't start off at Wembley. He starts off, or she starts off, in the small clubs and pubs around the country and practices. Yeah. Now you can practice before a live broadcast in a private group. You can bring friends into a private group and practice what you're going to speak about until you get more confident. Yeah. And the friends who join you will join you on your first public live broadcast, which is what we're talking about. So, enthusiasm. And I want to say thank you to myself and to Eileen for that video. As you probably gathered, it was an AI video, but the special thing about it was a two-person AI video. And hopefully next month, I'll be talking about using AI video in your broadcast. But for the moment and for today, it's the practical guide to your first live broadcast. I suppose the question comes, why should you do it? I mean, why should you want to broadcast live? Well, we all have stories to tell. We do, from our life experiences, from what we've observed of other people, basically our opinions. And the thing is, people are going to say to you, well, why do that? Somebody's done it before. No, you have not done it before. People have not heard your opinions. People have not heard your take on the topics that you're enthusiastic about. We're all unique and we all bring our own style to a live broadcast. And that's what you're doing. You're bringing your style, your opinions, your outlook to live video. Why live video? Well, quite simply, live video is the best way to actually reach an audience, to build a clan, and to become known. And you have a choice. You can broadcast on Facebook, you can broadcast on YouTube, you can broadcast on X, though you'd have to pay. You can broadcast on LinkedIn, you can broadcast on Twitch. There's so many different places to broadcast to. I would simply, at the beginning, just broadcast to your favorite social media platform. That's the simplest to do. Yeah, so let's go with that. So take myself off full screen, come back to picture in picture in a second, and we're going to go here. I'm going to run through the agenda, and the agenda is there on screen. And first of all, so the first question that you have when you're broadcasting for the first time is, do I broadcast using my mobile phone? Okay. Or do I broadcast on desktop? The choice is yours. It's a free choice. I prefer desktop. That's where I've been brought up. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. But mobile can be easy to go. If you're on mobile, then on mobile, all you need to do is to download the OneStream Live app. Make sure you look good on camera. Sort out your microphone, which is the inbuilt microphone on your mobile phone. Select where you want to go live to, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, etc. And press the Go Live button. Now, I would put your mobile phone on a stand so that it's not moving. Yeah, that's tip number one. Put the mobile phone on a stand. You can pick up a stand on Amazon for about £15. That is the way to start. Okay, if you're using mobile, do get a stand to actually go. I mean, you could get a stand like this, Okay, and you just put your phone on the stand and you can broadcast using your phone. There is no advantage as far as the viewer is concerned being on mobile or on desktop. It is a personal choice, and you're deciding what you want. We've all seen people using mobile filters. There are so many things you can do with a mobile, but even more can be done with desktop. So the choice is yours, and what you want to do is one you're most comfortable with. For your first broadcast, it could be easier just to grab your phone and just do it. Okay, which is the last sort of topic in this broadcast, is just do it. Pick up your phone, download OneStream Live, and go live. And you can go live on various platforms. Choose the one that's nearest to you, the one that's your favorite, and do it on a mobile phone. That's a possibility. That's the quickest way and the cheapest way, because you've already got your mobile phone. Okay. So desktop does have its advantages. As you can see, I can show images. I can change my positioning on screen. I can bring in the video that I played earlier. You've got more power and more options when you actually do it using a desktop system like OneStream Live. Right, now the next thing is, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about? And sometimes your mind just goes a blank and you think, oh, I don't know anything, but you do. No matter how young or old you are, you've got things that you love, and that's what you broadcast about, something which you're passionate about, something which you've got an opinion on. Yeah, and you basically then plan the broadcast. Now, there are some people, I've got over here, I'm just going to bring it in, you won't be able to see it, but I've got a teleprompter on the screen now. And teleprompter says that we're going to do the agenda, introduction, mobile or desktop, and then plan your content and create a detailed outline or script. Okay. So you could use a teleprompter. Depends how you want to set things up. You could use a teleprompter. You could use a teleprompter with a full script on it. You can use a teleprompter with the highlights on it. You can use your mobile phone as a teleprompter. There is software available which you can download. And that helps because you can always, if you've got a teleprompter at your side, you can always go to the teleprompter and say, what am I talking about? What's my next topic? Okay. So you're basically, you don't have to memorize your script. That's what I'm saying. You do have to practice it. Yeah, you do have to be familiar with it, but you don't have to memorize it. Live broadcasting is not about memory. It's about you telling your stories to an enthusiastic audience. The audience will then choose when you are upbeat. Okay, so let's go back to the card again. And it's good to have it in hand. And we're going to basically set up the equipment. Now, if you're using your mobile phone, quick test broadcast to make sure your camera and microphone are working, and you're good to go. If you're using a desktop system, then what you actually want to do is to either decide whether to use the internal or external camera or to use the internal or external microphone. As you're just starting out in live broadcasting, I would suggest that as you're just starting out, that you use the internal camera and internal microphone. Don't spend anything. Do not spend anything on live broadcasting until you know that you enjoy it. And you won't know you enjoy it until you've done your first broadcast. If you finish your first broadcast and you straight away want to go live again, then you're starting to be bitten by the live video bug, and that's the time from then on you actually invest in equipment. Don't spend a red cent before you actually go live, because you don't know whether you're going to enjoy it. We've all known people who bought the best camera, the best microphone, and taken the best software and gone live and not enjoyed it. Yeah. Live broadcasting is fun, and it is the best way to reach an audience. but you have to be honest with yourself and say, did I enjoy it? And if you enjoyed it, you'll go and do more broadcasts. You do a second broadcast, a third broadcast, a fourth broadcast. Okay, now this next bit is important. If you're broadcasting on your mobile phone, you're going to have a good signal. That's a given with the quality of today's mobile phones. If you're broadcasting on desktop, there are some guidelines I can give. Now, these are not written in stone, and it does vary from place to place. But you do need, as a minimum, you need a 5 megabyte upload. Yeah, ideally 10 megabyte. Anything higher than 10 megabyte should see you in good stead when you broadcast live. And it does make a heck of a difference. If you're down on 3 megabytes, then you're going to struggle with the quality of the picture. I mean, I'm broadcasting to you today in 1080p, which is reasonably high resolution. My camera is set to 1080p, says the broadcast on YouTube, and this is the best quality we can get from a desktop broadcasting system at the moment. Down the road, we'll get 4K broadcasting, and when we get 4K broadcasting, you'll need a 20 megabyte upload speed. Yeah? But for the moment, minimum is 5, 10 if you can, and if you're going to go 4K, then 20. Internet speed is important. Remember it, 5, 10, 20, 5 low, 10 great, 20 absolutely awesome. Okay, so speed is important. Once you've sorted that out, then you know your broadcast is going to be good quality as far as the video is concerned. The next thing is, I'm going to put my glasses on it. Well, no, I can bring in, because you can't see it, I can just bring in this. So we've set up and tested your equipment, talked about stable internet connection, and the next one I'm just going to show, and I'm going to play. Okay, you can't see this, but I've got a teleprompter at the side of me, and I'm going to pause it. Okay. Even if this is your first live broadcast, what you want to do is practice. The more you practice, the better you get. The better you get, the more confident you get. The more confident you are, the more competent you become. Confidence is everything in live broadcasting. You've got to be up there. You've got to be ready for it. You've got to be in front of camera. You've got to be ready to reach out to people, literally. Yeah. You've got to have an authoritative voice. That comes from your product knowledge and your love of what you're talking about. That's why choosing the right topic is important. It is so important. Never, well, this is my advice. This is Stephen's advice. Don't broadcast about something you have little knowledge of. Because the thing is, you'll soon run out of words, and if you don't run out of words, you just won't get anybody watching. Even if you don't run out of words, you won't get anybody watching. Pick something you're passionate about and talk about it. I'm passionate about live video, so any topic related to live video, just put me in front of a camera, give me an agenda at the side of me, which is what I've got, and press play. And I'll give the agenda, top to bottom, mobile, desktop, plan your content, set up and test your equipment, have a stable internet connection, and practice. Okay, I'm just going to pause at that point. Okay, now the next few things are what you do when you're live, and this is important. The first thing you have to do when you're broadcasting live is to stay calm and confident, because your calmness and your confidence and your enthusiasm are communicated through the screen. You're actually bringing a topic to life. You're sharing information. You're educating, entertaining, and informing people. And you want them to know more about what you're interested in. Now, believe it or not, whatever your topic is, someone somewhere is going to be interested in it. Okay, now that's where your broadcast is important. Try and broadcast where your inner circle live, or even your outer circle. Yeah, because they're more likely to be interested in what you're doing. First of all, as it's first live broadcast, you're going to say, wow, John's on live video. Who'd have thought? Well, you can do it. I'm here to say that you can do it. If you have the right attitude, and if you practice and you know your stuff, then you can broadcast on live video. And whether you're on desktop or on mobile, I've got to say that my preferred system for doing so is OneStream Live. At any point when you feel that you need a break, I've got some advice. First of all, you can always show. Let's go here and replace. If you want to break for a moment, then what you can do is quite simply show an image. You can carry on talking with an image there, and people can still hear you, and the image reminds people what they're watching, which is always a good idea. And when you start the broadcast, the beginning, you want to greet everybody. Now, you're going to have, if you're on mobile, you're going to get the comments below. If you're on desktop, you're going to get the comments down the side. The temptation is that every time somebody comes in, is to go over to the chat, read it, come back and say, hello, so-and-so. Don't do that. Be organized. Speak for a minute and then check the chat. Speak for a minute and then check the chat. Speak for a minute, check the chat. So you're doing it in batches of comments. So you're not spending the whole of the broadcast actually meeting and greeting people. Yeah. They want to listen to your story. You want to tell your story. Telling your story is your prime motivation for doing this. And that's why you're going live for the first time. And that's why you're excited. And that's why excitement is, well, your practical, your confidence. I'm just going to play this again because you can't see this. I can see this. It's at the side of me. And we're coming up the final straight. So do try during a live broadcast. I'm just going to hide that. During a live broadcast, do try and engage with your audience. Try to do it, as I say, don't do it all the time. Do it at intervals. So a minute to start with, up that to 2 minutes, then to 5 minutes, depending on how long you're broadcasting for. Acknowledge people. If you spot a question, then take the question. Okay, if you say see and a hello, then leave it for the basically when you actually get that far in broadcast. Now, one of the most disheartening things that can happen on a first broadcast is that nobody comes to watch you. And what you want is an audience. So you need a show card like this one. Okay. And that basically you can use the show card to promote. Now, I would schedule your broadcast. Always schedule your broadcast because then you can promote them. Because when you schedule the broadcast, it becomes a post on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and you can promote that link so that people come to watch you. On your first broadcast, friends, give them the link, give them the card, give them information about the broadcast, enough that they can talk about it and say, come and see John, he's live here. Yeah, let's go and support him. Let's go and cheer for him. Let's go and give him a round of applause for actually doing his first live broadcast. All this happens before you go live for the first time. Getting people enthusiastic because you're going live and you need their help. Okay, and they will be happy to help you because if they enjoy your broadcast, they're going to say to themselves, I want to do that. And you're going to show them how to do it, and you're going to be there for their first broadcast. Yeah, so you can. It's a win-win situation when you help each other. So promote it. Now, after the broadcast, you're going to have the post. So let's say it's on Facebook. Go through the comments that are made and answer in writing. You can answer comments whilst you're live, but also revisit it afterwards. Use the broadcast you've just done. You just did the first live broadcast and you have enjoyed it because that's what it's all about. And people watching have enjoyed it and you've started to make an impression. Don't stop. This is where your live video journey begins. What you want to do then is to move onwards and upwards into new territory. After your first broadcast, do a second broadcast. Use the first broadcast, promote the second one. So in addition to your friends promoting the broadcast, and your family, of course, you can promote the broadcast on social media. Every single social media platform you're on, post the link to your second broadcast, and then the third broadcast and the fourth broadcast. The more broadcasts you do, the more confident you get, the more you enjoy it, the more people will come and watch you. That's the magic of live broadcasting. I want to say a big thank you for watching me live today. You've been watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and I shall be back again soon on the OneStream Live YouTube channel using OneStream Live. Bye for now.